You were born with wings, learn to use them and fly high. Life is vast, open sky filled with endless possibilities, yet many remain caged by fear, doubt, hesitation. Every person is born with wings, the unique talent, dream, and potential to soar beyond limitation. Yet too often people cleave their own wings, weighed down of society's expectations, self-imposed fears, and the reluctance to leave the safety of the nest. The truth is, no bird was meant to stay grounded forever. To truly live, one must embrace their potentials, learn to trust in their abilities, and take flight toward greatness. The weight of fear clip wing. Pictures a young eagle standing on the edge of a towering cliff. Its powerful wings trembling, it watches its mother glide effortless through the sky. But when it looks down at the world below, fear grieves it. What if it falls? What if its wings fail? The eagle has everything it needs to fly, yet it hesitates, held back by uncertainty. Many people live their lives like that eagle, filled with potentials but afraid to take the first step. They dream of singing but never let their voice be heard. They yearn to travel but never leave their hometown. They want to create, explore, and achieve, yet fears whispers doubt into their eyes. Society too often places invisible change around people, telling them to be practical, to conform, to avoid taking risks, and so many settle for a life of walking when they were meant to fly. Discovering your wings, the power of belief. The first step towards soaring is belief. Believe in oneself, in one's ability, in the possibility of success. Just like an eagle must trust its wings before it takes its first step, first flights, people must trust in their strength. Take Helen Keller, for example, born deaf and blind. She could have remained trapped in a silent, dark world. Yet she learned to communicate, persuade educations, and became a symbol of resilience and charm. She refused to let her limitations define hers, and instead she spread her wings sword, providing that no obstacles is too great for those who dare to rise above them. Every person has their own wings, though they may not always recognize them. A child who sketches on scraps of papers may one day become a great artist. A student passionate about science may go on to make groundbreaking discovery. Wings are not always physical, they exist in the form of talent, dream, patience, and the determinations to overcome challenges. Taking flight is a leap of faith. There comes a moment in life when one must take the leap. Like the young eagle finally spreading its wing, people must embrace the unknown despite the risk. The first flight may not be perfect. There may be stumbles, falls, and failure. But just as birds learn to fly by trying again and again, humans grow through experience and persistences and courage. Consider the story of Oprah Winfrey. She faced poverty, rejection, numerous challenges before becoming one of the most influential figures in media. Had she let failures hold her back, she would have never discovered the full strength of her wings. Instead, she chose to rise, to take flight, and to inspire millions along the way. Even ordinary people take extraordinary flight. A woman leaving a toxic relationship to start fresh, a student applying for a dream university despite self doubt, and entrepreneurs risking financial security to chase a vision. Each of these moments is a leap of faith, a step toward the sky. soaring to great height, the freedom to flight. Once in the air, the world transformed. The ground that once felt so safe now seems small. The fears that once held you back fade into the distance. Flying is not just about success, it is about freedom. The freedom to live on your own terms, to chase your passions, and to be unapologetically yourself. Wings are meant to be used. A bird that never flies will never know the beauty of the sky, just as a person who never takes risks will never know the depth of their potential. The sky is vast, open, and waiting. The only thing left to do is spread your wing and take flight. You are born with wings, strength, talent, dreams, and the power of rise above any challenge. But wings are useless if they are never spread. Fear may whisper doubt, and failures may threaten to pull you down. But the greatest tragedy is never trying at all. Those who dares to fly may fall, but they also discovers new horizons, endless opportunities, and a limitless beauty of life. So take the leap, trust in your wings, and fly high. The sky is your conqueror. Life is vast, endless sky waiting to be explored. Every person is born with wing, unique talent, dream, boundless potential, yet so many remain grounded, their wings unused. Their dream left untouched, some fears failure, while others hesitate under the weight of doubt. Societal expectations, but just like a bird's, is not meant to remain in its nest forever. Neither we mean to live within the confines of our fear. The key is a fulfilling life lies in discovering our wing, trusting in their strength and daring to take flight. The cage of fear. Why do we stay grounded? Picture a baby bird in its nest perched on the edge looking down at the world below. Its heart pounds. It has seen its mother soar through the sky effortless, yet the thought of taking that first step terrifies it. What if I fall? What if my wings are not strong enough? And so it hesitates, longing to fly but unwilling to take the risk. Humans experience the same fears. Many people dream of doing great things, becoming artists, entrepreneurs, travelers, and change makers. But fears hold them back. Fear of failures, fear of judgment, fear of unknown. These invisible chains keep people from stepping into their trust potentials. A perfect example is Vincent van Gogh, the famous Dutch painter. During his lifetime, he struggles with self doubt, mental illness. He sold only one painting when alive, yet he continued to paint passionately, believing in his art. Today, he is celebrated as one of the history's greatest artists. Imagine if he had let fear stop him, if he had never picked a brush because he doubted his talent, the world would have been deprived to Starry Night and countless other masterpieces. Like Van Gogh, many people are caged by fear, watching the others soar, while convincing themselves they are not meant to fly. But the truth is, every person is capable of greatness. The only difference between those who succeed and those who don't, the willingness to take the leap. Recognizing your wing, the power within. Everybody is born with wings, but not everybody immediately know how to fly. The same is true for humans. We are all gifted with talent, passion, strength, yet many people fail to recognize them. Think of Malala Yousafzai, the young Pakistani activist who defined the Taliban operations to fight for girls' education. She was born with wings, the ability to inspire, to speak up, to lead. but she had to discover them through hardship. Despite an association's attempt, she refused to let fear silence her. Instead, she spread her wings wider, winning the Nobel Peace Prize and inspiring millions. Wings become in different form. For some, they are ability to write a story that move people. For others, they are courage to stand up for what is right. Some have the wings of creativity, while others have the wings of resilience. The key is to recognize these gifts and nurture them, no matter how small they seem. Taking the leap, the courage to fly. The moment of flight is the hardest. It is the moment of decisions, the point where one must choose between staying safe and stepping into the unknown. Consider the story of Steve Jobs. He co-founder of Apple in the small garage, not knowing if his company would succeed. At one point, he was even fired from the very company he built. But instead of giving up, he used his setback as fuels to create something even greater. He took risks, trusted his instinct, and ultimately transformed the world of technology. Had he been afraid to take that first step, Apple would never have become the global giant it is today. Another example is Vilma Rodolph, who was born premature and suffers from polio as a child. Doctor told her she would never walk again, let alone run, but she refused to accept limitations. She trained relentlessly, believing in her own strength. Eventually, she not only walked but became the first American woman to win three gold medals in the single Olympic game. Velma had wings all along. She just had to learn how to use them. Taking the leap does not mean there won't be struggle. A bird first flight is not always perfect. Sometimes it stumbles before it soars. It, but without taking that initial risk, it would never experience the freedom of the sky. Soarings or to great height lie beyond fears. Once you begin to fly, the world transforms what once seemed impossible. Now feel within reach. The ground that once felt like the once options is now far below, and the sky scratch infinitely ahead. Think about a student who dream of becoming a writer but hesitate to share their work. One day they take a chance and submit a story to a magazine, get rejected, then another's, but instead of giving up, they keep going. One day they get published, then they write a book. Then people all over the world read their words. They look back and realize that if they had never spread their wings, they would have never reached such height. Life rewards those who are brave enough to take risks. The greatest athletes, musicians, inventors, and the leader all have one thing in common: they choose to fly instead of staying on the ground. The sky is yours. You were born with wings, talents, dream, and the potential to achieve greatness. But wings are useless if they are never spread. Fear may try to hold the down, but it is only an illusion. The greatest regret in life is not falling, it is the never trying to fly at all. So take the leap, write that book, start that business, speak up for what you believe in, travel to new place, try something new, trust in your wings, and soon you will find yourself soaring high than you are ever imagined. The sky is vast, open, waiting. The only question is, are you ready to fly?